Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I'm here doing the setup for April 14th through the 20th. This is in my B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner. So this Sunday is Easter, so I'm using this kit from Lovely Planner blog called Easter Gnomes. At least I think that's what it's called. Has cute Easter gnomes. You might notice down here there's also some scraps from when I needed to trim a couple boxes from a couple weeks ago and some scribbles from making my fountain pen work, but that's not part of the kit. This is what I had available. Anyway, to go with this, I do need a couple of things. So I pulled out these two extremely old washies. Like, they're so old that the background is no longer even truly white. But they're two really old washies from AliExpress. This one has grass with flowers and Easter eggs, and this one has little bunnies, so I thought they were both very appropriate. And then I also pulled this very skinny washi from Amazon that also 100 years ago, but it has like these multicolor feathers on it. I thought it would go with like the little chicks and stuff. And then I pulled out this violet zebra mild liner for up here. My plan is to kind of use like a serify font to kind of go with this Happy Easter font that I've got going on here. So my plan is to stick down the bottom washi, this skinny washi along the top. The boxes are tall enough that I should only need, I think I only need that one washi strip. So I'm going to do that along the top. So I am going to do that stuff, and then I will be back so we can do the interesting bits. All right, here's where we're at so far. I think it's looking cute. I know this is a little yellowed, but I think it still looks cute that way. For these boxes, I want to stick this one on Sunday, which I know quote box, so it seems like it wouldn't make sense, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I kind of think I want to put this one to go with it on Monday. So I'm going to call this one, actually I think, let's see. So these two I think go together. These two I think go together. Actually these two and these two as the other two. So I think I'll keep these two together, and then I'll put these, one as a quote box and one as a not quote box. Maybe I'll actually put this one as our quote box. Okay, that looks cute. And then if I put this little guy, a little bit that did not cut very well. There we go. Okay. And I line up along the bottom of the top box, which leaves the bottom box being a little short, but I personally think that's okay. I then think I'm going to put in these two, I think. So I'm going to stick this one that also has a bee over on this side. Actually, I'm going to stick these in the Tuesday, Saturday slots. I think that'll work better. Spread out all the gnomes maximally. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to put in the Sunday and Monday options next, because I know where I want them to be. I've got this one. And then I've got this one for Monday. So that leaves me these two. So I think the way that it looks the best with the other gnomes is to put this blue one on Wednesday, because then I don't have like the same gnome art. Like this one with the two little, like, goes with this, I feel like, too closely. And then I'm going to put the sheep over here. All right. Yeah, that looks pretty cute, I think. Okay, looking at the sidebar, I'm pretty sure I can use all 3 habit trackers. The question is, do I want all 3 habit trackers? So I can track socials, I can track movement, which is very important, particularly because this is going to be when curling is pretty much done. I think I actually am going to track a 3rd one this time, and that's going to be used for chatting with my family. And just checking in. I think that's a thing that I need to do right now because of some stuff going on. So I am going to just squish in all 3 like so. None of these are perfectly straight, so I'm just going to try to make it work out. I feel like this yellow one might be too not straight, to be honest. Okay, that looks a lot better actually. There we go. And then last, I'm going to put in the meal planning box, which also has this cute little peep down here, which I love. All right, there we go. And then there is a tiny space down here. So because we can see the bottom line, usually I don't really care, but I feel like since it's so little, I'm just gonna stick in a little strip of this very skinny washi. There we go. That looks perfect. Okay, I did not pull out anything for these, so let me see what I can grab really quickly. Let's see. I just grabbed like a few of the first stacks of stickers I can find from my stash so that you're not waiting for me for forever. Okay, so first off, I have these guys from Piper Paper Company. I think I'm gonna use this color because it's the most pastel. I know these are Instagrams, also Piper Paper Company is now Jessica Erin Designs, but I'm gonna keep using them. I'm just gonna mark this as socials in general. I do also have these bubble message from Creative Cavern Studio. Which one of these goes? I feel like maybe I want to use a blue. So I'm going to stick one of those in for contacting my family. And then in my mood/health section, one of these could be cute. These are Creative Cavern Studio Avery with weights. Most of this is not going to be weightlifting. It is going to be HIIT and Pilates because it's the MK Fit Challenge this month. But that's fine. It looks really cute and goes with the theme. So sticking that in. All right. So that covers all of that. Next thing that I did not grab was work stickers. Apparently being prepared was not my forte this week. But we have a whole folder of stickers that work for marking work. I could use these Creative Cavern Studio ones. Could use one of these desks. I think I'm going to use these desks from Creative Cavern Studio because there's a lot of pastels that are left, which seems pretty appropriate. Doesn't look that far off from my work from home setup, honestly. So I'm just gonna pick ones that have like kind of the colors from the kit, at least more or less. I think I'm gonna pull a purple and maybe this blue so that I don't have to keep track of this stuff for later. All right, so I've got that. And then I do also have, red definitely doesn't go. These are also Piper Paper Company, Jessica Erin Designs. I'm going to use one of these little film tapes in the darker gray. I think it goes better than the very light gray, so we're just going to go with that. That is to mark my plan with me going up on Monday. I will probably put a checklist down here, but I'm not sure which one, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. Tuesday, I've got nothing planned. We don't have curling. And then Wednesday, also very up in the air. Moving on to the second half of the week, I'm gonna stick down these last two guys like so. And then I do have a video going up on Friday. I think it's gonna be my May kits. You'll know before you see this video, it'll be up. I honestly don't know if we have curling Thursday night. A lot is really up in the air as of when I'm filming this pre-planning. So we're just gonna have to see how that goes. And then the weekend, I have currently nothing planned. So we are in the time of year in which pre-planning starts to look extremely empty, but it is looking cute. So I guess stick around for just a second and you can see the finished spread. All right, here is the final spread. Sorry, the lighting is kind of terrible. It is extremely gloomy today, but I do think it turned out super cute and fun and Eastery. I have a couple things left from the kit from Lovely Planner Blog, a couple of checklists and things like that, but I did use up the kit pretty well, so excited for that. Whenever I actually deal with my leftovers, I can deal with that. From things that are not from the kit, definitely pulled a decent amount of stuff in for this week. The pen on the top is a Zebra mild liner. This skinny washi is from Amazon. These two washies on the bottom are from AliExpress from several years ago. And then going down the columns, this is from Piper Paper Company, Jessica Erin Designs. This is Creative Cavern Studio, as is this, as are all these little desks. Another Jessica Erin Designs. Lots of stuff from the kit. And then this is another Creative Cavern Studio. And I think the rest came from the kit. So pretty productive. I did use things like the appointment thing, but to make it for doing some cross stitching. I used the meeting thing for I had a late webinar that I needed to do. Stuff like that. So I think I used the kit pretty effectively, which was great. But I think that's all I have for today. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know how your week went down below, or if you don't have anything you want to leave, just leave me some sort of bunny emoji, because, you know, Easter and bunnies. Anyway. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. I show in progress and finished spreads. I tag the shops on Instagram. I mention them in the alt text in addition to description. On Blue Sky, as well as show you bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.